show you a little quick and easy tutorial, a straightforward tutorial on how I make Maki's scars using special effects makeup, liquid latex, etc. for something that lasts all day and looks pretty realistic and doesn't rub off super easily. So let's just jump into it. I'm in a rush, so we're gonna try to do it extra fast today. So the things we want to use is mostly liquid latex. I'm using the Mehron one and the Mehron bruise wheel. As you can see, I have already messed it up pretty good. So we have the Viseart Dark Mattes palette, and I have just a mixing plate, a sponge, and a eyeshadow brush for now. We'll probably get a different one soon for later, and then also the Mehron barrier spray. Mehron just makes really good special effects products, and if it's meant to last in theater and film, then you know it's gonna last at a convention. Additionally, you want some tissue, but yeah, let's just jump into it. So what I like to do is 2 lines here, down the neck, around the arms, all the way down, and then a line here. And we just repeat that, and it's great. Time to get crispy, deep fried. My setup's pretty janky today. It's raining out, I'm in a rush, and it's also hot as balls. So I wish I could have better lighting, better setup. It's very MacGyvered. It should still work though. So what you want to do is you take a tissue and you want to pull apart the plies like this. Then you have 2, which is great, but you want, because you want it really thin. And tissues stay together better than toilet paper. So then you want to start like ripping it up. It's better to avoid the edges, but also don't want to waste any. So you just want to rip it up into non-uniform pieces. Just kind of shred her up like this. And then you have a nice pile . Nice pile of little shapes to make scars with. Looks good. So we have a nice, delicious plate. You don't want to do too much at a time because it will dry out, but it's gonna get messy, so hopefully I have enough left for today. So that first thing we really want to do is kind of make a guide for where we want the scars. So I'm gonna be taking this light brown shade here, so be drawing on it where I want the scars. Luckily you can be very imprecise, very organic with it, and it'll look really good. Usually I was doing more of like a stripe, like the stripe scar, but today I want to make it a little more jagged, like how she is in some panels of the manga. Gege is not very consistent, as we know, so you can kind of do whatever you want with the scars. So you also want to be cognizant of where your bending points are on your arm. Take this time to you can kind of sculpt yourself with these scars and, you know, kind of fake the look of having muscles, because I'm not swole. But for some reason people think that I look super swole when I do this. The power of makeup. Like for instance, if you kind of contour the delt like that, and then kind of leave a little space here, right where the bicep is. It kind of makes it look a little more. Thing is you don't want to put too many scars on the inside of your arm because you're going to have so much friction going around carrying stuff, doing stuff, posing, that you don't want to have it come off even easier. It doesn't look like a lot, it doesn't look like much, probably looks kind of crazy, but trust the process. Now we're just taking the latex and the sponge and we're just gonna dab, 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 and we're just gonna dab, dab, dab. So this is gonna take a while. Also, latex smells like shit, so just prepare yourself for the stink. Normally, I would be doing layers. Normally, I'd be doing layers of this and the tissue, but today we're gonna try to do it a little faster. So we're gonna do everything only in latex and then do layers only where I think some extra texture could look good. But I think the latex itself will create enough of a scar. Also, it's pretty hard to like get a 360 of yourself while you're doing it. So there's gonna be some parts that you just kind of have to like be kind of double jointed, just kind of trust the process. Oh yeah, so especially once it starts to dry a little bit, it's gonna start sticking to itself, which is kind of good because that will help add a little bit of texture, help get that delicious Kentucky Fried skin. I also highly suggest getting a big bottle of latex because I got one of the little ones thinking that would so totally be enough. It was not. And I was so lucky that I had an extra bottle of latex sitting around. It was also a small one though, but like it was not enough. And that was also when I was doing a lot of layers. And you don't want to run out halfway. Like you don't want to have like half of your arm left and be like, shit, I'm all out of stuff. You'll get good lift if you use the dry side of the sponge on semi-dry areas. Now, the other thing is, this is clear latex. The last time I used colored liquid latex, I found the colored latex, well, it didn't match my skin, so I felt like I had a little bit harder of a time trying to like cover it. That kind of thing, that's giving some really good texture. You're gonna get like, I'm gonna get makeup all over this. I'm just gonna use makeup remover on my shirt afterwards. Now we're gonna do a little bit of layering. So I put them on and then we're gonna just tap the tissue on, making sure it's only one layer. That's good. And then once it's on, you wanna take some more and saturate over it, making sure all the edges down. That looks good with a really thin layer, actually. And any sort of like curling or puckering that it does, you want that because that looks really good. It looks like your skin is lumpy and it's gonna peel off and be gross because it's healing. It's healing from a burn. Another tip is you want to keep your arms outwards while they have latex on them because it will stick to itself and then you might mess up your work in the middle of it. Another thing to know is that just while it dries and you move, you're going to get a little bit of texture from your skin. So it's a little hard to see on camera, but like the skin moving like that creates a little bit of like wrinkling. And so that's another way to get like some nice subtle textures without having to go all out with the layering. This looks a little crazy, but don't worry, it's gonna be great once we color it in. So I'm gonna do the other arm and then we can get to the face, which we do just a little bit differently. So for the face, we're just gonna draw under the eyes here. And around the mouth kind of thing, so it doesn't get in the way of anything. Then we're gonna drag that down. And we are also gonna go up, but we're just gonna paint that on. Always not getting too close with the latex to the eye. And the best part is, if you have any blemishes, you can just cover it up with the latex and paint. Just be careful to not get any on your shirt, because I have, and it doesn't come off. Also want to make sure that you are wearing your costume already, because you can't take anything off once you do this. You don't want to risk messing it up. So, especially because it's a turtleneck. You want to set everything with powder. I'm using a tinted one because that also helps when we cover it with the color. You just want to set everything so that it stops sticking to itself. Finally, we're just gonna color it in. So I'm gonna start with just some cheap foundation that's like basically my color. And we're just gonna go over everything with the foundation to even everything out, because the tissue parts are obviously gonna be a little bit whiter than everything else. This just evens the playing field. So we're just going to go over everywhere that there is latex, and because you're going to need a lot of foundation, that's why I prefer to use just a cheap one like the e.l.f. foundation. It's in a squeeze tube, but you can just use a shit ton of it and you won't feel bad. Then we want to powder everything one more time. I want a lot of powder, so easy access. Now to color it, so taking the same sponge we've been using this whole time, make it easy. I'm gonna dab it into this light brown. And we're just gonna start . So because I start with the brown and then I add in this red, so start with the brown, get a base layer down, and then go in and accent with this. It creates a lot of depth with the texture. It also creates, with the texture from the latex, it creates even more to make it look like you actually have burns on your skin. It also helps, you know, which parts were more burned than others, which parts are deeper, so closer to your under the epidermis, so that it would be redder because you would be seeing more of your blood. And you just kind of want to be artistic with it. The more random it looks, the more realistic it will look. If your shapes are too uniform, the illusion gets broken and you won't feel as convincing. But you do want to be delicate because you don't want to like rip off everything that you have. Ooh, we're looking good. We're looking so crispy. Also, yeah, my light died, whatever. We're just gonna do the same thing on the face, but I need up close here. Okay, and that's that. We did it. Pop in some clips of better look at this, but the last thing you want to do is bathe. You want to take a bath. You want to bathe in this barrier spray, and you want to make sure it dries. And you want to make sure it dries without creases, but you also want to make sure you don't spray too much so then it starts running, because I've done that before. This is going to make it sweat-proof, waterproof, transfer-proof, mostly. I like to also kind of do an additional layer at the end of some got to be glued. That shit works. I'm feeling extra double McCrispy. Looking good. We're looking fried. We're looking deep fried. We did it.